Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. Let's see, today we're actually going to start with some side lying movements. So go ahead and lie on your right side. I'm going to lie on my right side. I won't be mirroring you guys for the side lying section. And have a blanket or a pillow nearby for support underneath the head, or you can use your arm up underneath the head depending on what feels good for your shoulder and your head and your neck. Just make sure what you're using is hitting that sweet spot of height for your neck to be comfortable. So not too high, not too low, so find your Goldilocks spot. Knees bend about 90 degrees, getting this idea of the top side of the body. That would be your left side is stacked on top of the bottom side. So you got your shoulders, hips, knees, feet, all that stuff just stacked easily and comfortably on top of one another. And make sure, sometimes people when they lie on their side have a tendency to have the head kind of tipped forward in a bit of a chest collapse position. So see if you can get your ears in line with your shoulders as if you were sitting or standing and wanting a nice neutral spine. And as you finish settling in here, side lines, take a few more breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how the breathing is. And first thing we're going to do is lift that top leg, that's your left leg, just lift it a little bit and straighten it out towards the end of the mat. You can have your left hand resting on the floor, and without moving the leg, circle that left ankle. Reverse the ankle circle. Bend that knee. Now we'll go up top, do the same thing with the arm. Reach the arm towards the ceiling, circle the wrist. Reverse it. Breathe. And then pause the wrist movement, open the palm of the hand and the fingers, and then make a fist. And open the palm of the hand and the fingers again and make a fist. And as you make the fist, there's two ways to make a fist. You can put your thumb inside first and curl your fingers over the top, and then open the hand and then put the thumb on the outside. If it's not comfortable to put your thumb on the inside, then that's fine. Never want to force a joint to do something that isn't beneficial. We'll do one more each option if you're alternating thumb in and thumb out, and then relax that left arm back down. Okay, pause for a moment here. We're going to go back down to the lower body, and keeping that left knee bent, you're going to lift it, and you're going to start to play around with circling that left thigh. It looks like the knee's drawing a circle. It's a circle in the hip. And you could certainly play around with what sort of circle you're making in terms of how close you bring the thigh towards the belly, how much you angle it up, or how much you pull it backwards. So whatever size feels beneficial for you today. Two more this way. Pause and reverse direction. Probably going to start to feel those hip muscles working. Hip circles side lying feels very different than hip circles lying on the back or standing. Two more. And then relax that leg. Next, we're going to take that left arm towards the ceiling again. This time you're going to bend the elbow. Hand just comes down towards the chest, shoulder area. And then you're going to circle the shoulder by moving the elbow around. Starting with these joint loosening movements. We did ankle and wrist, and now we did hip, now we're doing shoulder, reverse direction. One more. And relax that. And again, I might suggest having that left hand just gently resting somewhere on the floor in front of you here. Now we're going to go down and do a movement with the left leg. So lift it just a little bit. Press it straight out away from the crown of the head. So the sole of the foot faces away from the crown of the head. Leg is nice and straight. And you got your foot really level. So the kneecap and the thigh and the toes are facing forward. Keeping that straight leg. Slowly start to sweep the leg forward. And kind of up. Keep the leg nice and straight. At some point, you probably start to feel something. Pause. Keep the leg straight. Very slowly lower it down. Just barely rest the big toe side of the foot on the floor. Keeping the leg straight. Lift the knee back up. The foot back up. Keep the leg straight. Start to sweep it behind you. And once it gets level with the torso, keep sweeping it back. And as you sweep it back, reach the left leg back and reach the left arm forward and up. And then bend the knee, bend the elbow, rest the hand, pause for a moment. We'll do that 2 more times. We'll change the leg slightly. Lift the left leg, press it straight again. And then this time the difference is going to be you're going to turn your toes and your kneecap to face a little more up towards the ceiling. So you got a different rotation in the leg. Keep that kind of toes up position. Slowly sweep that leg forward. Pause. Again, when you start to feel something going on around here. And then keep the straight leg very slowly. Rest the heel just barely on the floor. Lift the leg. Start to sweep it back. Once it gets in line with the body, you don't have to look up with the toes anymore, and you sweep the leg back and you reach the arm forward. Bend the elbow, bend the knee, and relax. Change how you have this blanket if you need to for that reaching forward position with the arm. 2 more breaths here. 1 more, similar here. Lift that left leg, kick it straight. This time you're looking down with the toes and the knee, and the back of the heel looks more up. Leg nice and straight, dorsiflex the foot. Slowly, again, sweep the leg forward. Notice the difference between the 3 different positions. Again, pause when you start to feel something happening in the leg. Lower down, just touch your big toe to the floor. Pause. Lift the leg slowly about hip height. Start to bring it back in line with the torso. And then you're going to swing the leg back in space, reach the arm forward. You can point the foot now if you want. Bend the knee and relax. Okay, and the last movement we're going to do here, sideline, before we do it all on the other side. This might sound a little strange. I think everybody out there is familiar with cat and cow tilts of the pelvis, where we forward and backward tilt the pelvis. We do it lying on the back, we do it standing, we do it sitting. We're actually going to attempt to do it here side lying. So basically what you're going to do is you start to tip your pelvis forward and you pull your head just a little bit back and you feel your back contract and the belly side open. And then on the exhale, you're going to start to tuck the tail the other way. You kind of move your head a little bit forward, feel your chest squeeze and your belly squeeze, and your back gets a little more curled out. And just try that a couple more times. Squeeze the back side, slide the head a little bit back, feel your shoulder blades squeezing back. And then do the opposite, tuck the tail. Engage through the belly, slide the head a little forward, squeeze the chest and the belly and the front side. And then one more. Start to pull backwards, squeeze the back side, hold. And then do the opposite, squeeze the front side. This was very different doing the side line. You got the resistance of the floor underneath you on the side that you're lying on, and then back to neutral. Okay, go ahead and roll to your back. Maybe straighten the legs. If you don't want to straighten the legs, that's fine, and just rest for a moment. We did we loosened that whole left side from toes to fingers and up through the spine, the hips. So two sides probably feel a little different. Now bend the knees, and you're gonna lie on your left side now. So however you want to position yourself on your mat for lying on your left side. Support for under the head. It's possible you might need a different thickness of support here. Lying on this side. And same thing we did before. Just take a moment to settle. Get your feet, knees, hips, shoulders all stacked. And then again, making sure there's a nice alignment of the ears with the shoulders, shoulders with the hips. So you get a neutral spine here. And then I like to rest my right hand on the floor in front of you. You certainly could have the arm up on top here. Lift that right leg slightly. Press it away from the head to get a straight leg. And then circle the ankle. Again, trying to isolate the ankle without moving the rest of the leg. Reverse. Bend the right knee. We'll go up to same thing for the wrist. Reach the arm towards the ceiling. Circle the right wrist. Reverse direction. And then straight wrist, spread the fingers wide, and then make a fist with the thumb on the outside of the fingers. Open the hand again. If it feels okay for your thumb, put it inside the fingers and make a fist. And alternate, if it feels okay, between the fist outside, the thumb outside the fist or inside the fist. If that doesn't feel good, just open and close the hand. Putting your thumb wherever's comfortable. One more round. Relax that arm down. Now we're going to go back down to the lower body. We're going to do circles with that right thigh. Start to lift it. And then begin playing around with your bent knee. Circles for the hip here. Smooth. Pick a pace that feels good to you. 2 more in this direction. And reverse direction. Notice if you're starting to feel those leg muscles that are making this circle happen. In particular, probably muscles out here and even the front of the thigh. 2 more circles. Relax the leg. Reach the right arm up, then bend the elbow. You got your right hand somewhere towards the chest, shoulder area. Start to circle the shoulder now. Reverse direction. Motion is lotion, so just lubricating the joints here. And then relax the arm. Take a couple breaths. Now you're going to lift that right leg slightly. Press the foot away from the crown of the head. You got the leg straight. You got the foot nice and level. Kneecap and toes face straight ahead. Keeping that straight leg. Slowly sweep it in front. Again, just until you start to maybe feel a little hint of something in the leg. Keep the leg straight. Touch the foot to the floor barely for a few seconds. Lift the leg up. Start to swing the leg back till you get it in line with the torso again. And then from there, the leg goes back and the arm reaches forward. You can point the foot if you want here. Bend the knee, bend the elbow, pause and relax. Okay, then we got 2 more rounds of that. It's different rotation in the leg each time. Lift the right leg, press it straight. This time you're going to turn the toes and the knee face more upwards. Leg is nice and straight. Sweep that leg forward. Showing the sole of the foot that way. Lower down with your straight leg. Barely touch the heel down. Lift it up. Start to swing the leg back. For now, you still got the toes facing up. And when the leg gets back in line with the torso where it started, then go back to neutral leg. Sweep the leg back. Reach the arm forward. Point the toes. Pause. Bend the knee, bend the elbow, and relax. Last version here, lift the right leg. Again, press the sole of the foot away from the top of the head. This time you're going to look down with the toes, up with the heel, down with the knee. Keeping the leg straight. Sweep it forward. Heels about hip height. Pause. Lower the straight leg, touch the toe. Lift the straight leg. Start to swing it back till it's in line with the rest of the torso. And then reach it back, point the toe, reach forward with the right arm, pause. And bend the knee, bend the elbow, and rest for a moment. And the last movement here is that sideline cat-cow movement that we did on the first side. So, remember, you start to contract the back. You kind of pull your sacrum back. You pull your head a little bit back. You squeeze your shoulders back. Feel the back muscles contract. And then you're going to do the opposite. Start to tuck your tail. Engage through the belly. Squeeze through the chest. Pull the head a little forward. And open the back side. And 2 more of those. Squeeze the back side. Shoulder blades pull down towards the sacrum. Sacrum squeezes up towards the shoulder blades. And then do the opposite. Tuck the tail. Broaden the shoulder blades. Move the head a little forward. 1 more each direction. Squeeze through the back. And then cat tilt. Squeeze through the front. Relax back to neutral, and go ahead and flip over to your back again here. Straight legs if that's comfortable. Just rest here for maybe about 5 breaths. Notice how you're feeling. One more breath here. Okay, bend the knees, feet flat. Roll to whichever side you want. Press yourself up. If you still have socks on, you might slide those off now, and we'll meet up in a standing position. Come Come up to mountain pose. Give everything a little shake. And then root down through your feet. Remember, as you root down through the feet, you press a little bit up through the top of the head. You'll feel how that engages more through the core. Bend the elbows with the palms of the hands facing more up. Elbows for now kind of in towards the side waist area. And then the movement, this is kind of an inward circle of the hands. So the elbows are going to start to go out. As the elbows go out, you bend your wrists and you circle the hands around and you come back to where you started. Elbows out, do this inward circle of the hands and then back to where you started. And just play around with that. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's a wrist movement, it's an elbow movement, it's a forearm movement. You might feel as those elbows go out, that the shoulder blades get broad. 2 more of these. Last one. Good. Relax the arms down. Next, standing up nice and tall, arms by the sides. Inhale here, and on an exhale, start to contract the right side, lean to the right. Try to keep your head nice and neutral. Both arms stay pretty straight here. And then come back up to the center. We'll do that one more time, leaning to the right. Arms straight, right arm ends up sliding down the leg a little bit. Come back up. This time, as you lean to the right, you're going to bend that left elbow and slide it up just towards the waist. Pause. And then come up. We'll do that one again. Lean to the right, contracting the right side. Bend the left elbow, slide it up towards the waist. Back to neutral. Go down to the right side again. This time you're going to bend that left elbow. See if you can slide it further up that left side towards the ribs more. And then return to where you started. Let's do one more of those. Lean to the right. If you'd rather have the right hand on the pelvis hip area, that's fine too. Bend that left elbow up the ribs and come down. We're going to do 2 more, and you can do any of the previous arm positions for the left elbow, or this time as you lean to the right, bend that left elbow and keep sliding it up till it's up towards the shoulder. Point the elbow towards the ceiling as best you can, and then return. That arm slides all the way back down. And then one more. Contract the right side, open the left side, slide that left hand up, whatever amount's comfortable. Pause. And release. Shake it out. A couple breaths of mountain pose. Notice any difference you feel between the side that was contracting and the side that was opening. And then we'll do all that on the other side. So again, push down through your feet, a little up through the top of the head, arms by the sides. Now you're going to shorten the left side. Just keep the arms hanging loosely. And then come up. Same thing, arms hanging loosely, contract the left side, you're opening the right one. And return. This time, as you lean that way, you're going to bend that right elbow and take the hand towards the waist. And inhale up. Relax the arm. Same movement, round 2. Shorten the left side, slide the right hand up towards the waist. And then inhale up. This time, if it's comfortable, you're going to lean, shorten the left side, open the right side, slide the hand a little further up the ribs. Inhale, return. One more of those. Lean to the left, right hand slides up towards those middle ribs, back to where you started. And the last 2 rounds, if it feels okay, you lean to the left and you just slide that right hand all the way up towards the front of the shoulder. And then inhale, return. Again, if that's not comfortable, then just don't move the arm as far. Shorten the left side, open the right side, and then return. Okay, relax, shake it out. Next, just start to walk in place, not lifting your feet real high, just a tiny little arm swing. We're gradually going to let the movement get bigger, so start to lift your feet a little more and swing your arms a little more. And gradually, if it's comfortable, keep getting bigger. If you need to go near a wall or put a chair in front of you, and the arms, depending on how stable you're feeling, the hand is coming about shoulder height, and you're trying to get that thigh about parallel to the ceiling if you can. A few more of these. 2 more each side. That's great. 1 more each side. And relax. Find your mountain pose again. Take a couple breaths. Okay, next, might take your feet a little bit wider. I like mine a little wider for this one, but you can keep them closer together if that feels comfortable. Bend the knees just a little bit. And you're gonna bend your elbows out to the sides and have the palms of the hands facing forward as best you can. Knees are bent. And then on the inhale, you're gonna straighten the knees and the hands start to come up. Palms of the hands face the ceiling and your arms are going backwards above the top of the head. And then you bend the knees and you bring your arms back around. Pause with the bent knees, elbows face out, palms face forward. And then again, you kind of scan up the face, across the top of the head with the straight knees, and then you come back down. And go back to bent elbows, point out to the side, bent knees, palms forward. 2 more of these, up and around. Elbows out, palms forward, up and around. Last one. Scanning up the front, bend the knees, come back down and around. Great. Straighten the legs. Shift your weight side to side, and as you shift side to side, you're kicking your foot back behind you. And so instead of lifting the leg forward, you're lifting the foot back. Good. A few more of these. Hold on to some if you need to. One more each side. Okay, pause, face forward again. This next one, you're gonna interlace your fingers, get your arms out about shoulder height, but a little lower, whatever's comfortable. Legs are gonna be pretty straight on this one. Inhale here, and then exhale, keeping your straight elbows. You're gonna start, you keep your nose kind of following your thumbs, and you start to take your hands to the right, back to the center. And one thing you want to be mindful of is when the hands go to the right, that you don't turn the lower body a lot to the right. You keep your pelvis more forward. It almost feels like the pelvis is turning to the left as the shoulder girdle is turning to the right. So get your arms out, your hands interlaced. Slowly with your straight elbows, they go to the right. Almost think of turning your pelvis the other way. Back to the center, and then go the other way. Arms to the left, pelvis feels like it's rotating a little bit to the right. And back through the center, and do that a few times. The way you know if you're keeping that pelvis more forward is that your knees should continue to face forward as the upper body goes side to side. So if you end up with your knees facing out to the side, then you kind of torque the lower body. 2 more. One more each side. And relax, arms down. Feet a little closer together. Bend the knees, get the torso leaning a little bit forward over the thighs and come into cactus arms. And on an inhale, kind of like what we did sideline with the cat and cow. Pull the, contract through the back, open the front, and then exhale. Bring the arms forward. Maybe you can touch the palms of the hands. Maybe you can touch the elbows, maybe not. And that's the movement. Keep your bent knees, pull back and open the whole front side. And then squeeze the arms forward, tuck the tail, open the whole back side. 2 more of these. Last one. Straighten the legs, relax, shake it out. Okay, next we're actually going to use a chair. So if you need to pause the video, go get yourself a sturdy chair and set the chair. Set the chair so you got all 4 legs of the chair on the mat, and you're going to be facing the seat of the chair. Feet pretty close together. You're maybe about a foot and a half or so away from the front lip of the chair. Shift your weight to your right leg and set the left foot flat on the seat of the chair. And then both hands on that left thigh if you can. And you can certainly play around with how close or far away you are from the chair. Hands resting and pressing a little bit down, shoulders down. And then you're going to play around with bending the left knee, and then you pull back out of it a little bit and just play around with bending that left knee and coming back out of it. A few more times. Like I said, play around with how far back you have your right foot or where your left foot is on the seat of the chair. 2 more. Don't stress out your knee or your ankle here. Last one. Okay, take that foot down. Other side, right foot goes up to the seat of the chair, nice flat foot, hands on the right thigh. And then start to play around with that movement on this side. Bend the knee, the weight shifts a bit forward over the seat of the chair and pulls back, weight over the left leg. And do that 3 more times, nice and comfortable. Make the movement as small as you need to, or as big as feels good. 2 more. How's your breathing? Last one. Okay, relax. Take that foot down, shake it out. About the same distance away from the seat of the chair. Bend the knees, get your hands on the chair. You could do palms flat on the chair, or you can see what I'm doing here. I have my fingers kind of on the edge of the chair pointing more down. It's a little less stress on the wrist. And then from here, start to walk your feet back. Pressing back through your arms. Find a comfortable position for your hands and your legs. Take a few breaths here. You don't have to straighten the elbows all the way. Three more breaths. If you're familiar with down dog, you think this is basically down dog with the hands on the chair here. And begin walking the feet forward. Come up. Take your arms out to a T. Circle the wrist a few times. Reverse. Relax. Okay, now instead of facing the seat of the chair, you're going to turn and have the seat of the chair to the, I'll mirror you guys, you'll have it to the left of you. Again, you're maybe about a foot away from that front edge of the chair. This time, you're going to bend the left knee, lift the foot, and take the foot out to the side. So the toes and the knee are facing that way. Before we had everything facing this way. So this is a different position in this hip. Take this off so you guys can see better. And just pause for a moment here, pressing down through both feet. This left knee pushes a little bit back in space. 2 more breaths. Now you're going to bend that left forearm, see if you can get it grounded into the thigh. And then, similar to what we did when we were standing, you can start to slide the right hand up. You can bring it up as high on the ribs as you want, or to the shoulder, or this time you could bring it all the way to the back of the head. While you're here, bend that left knee just a little bit more and then pull out of it. Do that a few times. You might be feeling that in that left inner thigh. Make sure it's not too much for you. 2 more. Last one, bend the knee, pause, 2 more breaths. Okay, relax. Take that foot down, walk it out, march it out. And then take that chair, move it to the other side of you. I think it's a good idea to have all 4 legs of the chair on the mat so you make sure it's not going to slide on you. So now the chair's to the right of you. Stand up nice and tall. Shift your weight to your left foot. And then bend that right knee and swing that leg out to the side. Press down through both feet, up through the head. That knee pushes back in space just a little bit. Pause. A couple breaths here. You might already be feeling a little openness in that inner thigh, those adductors. If you can, bend the right elbow, start to contract that right side, press the forearm into the thigh bone. The knee's still pressing back. And once you're set here with this part of it, then you begin to slide that left hand up, stop wherever you need to. Hand in front of the chest, hand on the head. Opening those side ribs, contracting these side ribs. And now that we're here, if it feels okay, bend that knee just a little bit more and then pull out of it. That's optional. That might not feel good for everybody. 3 more. Not a big movement. 1 more of these. Okay. Come out. Arms down. Take the foot down. Once again, walk in place, lift those knees and arms, however high feels good. Pause, turn and face the chair again. I'm going to go to that downward dog position again, hands on the seat of the chair. Then begin to walk your feet back. How far back is a little different for everybody. Push the buttocks kind of away from the chair. Take a few breaths. Couple more breaths here. Walk the feet forward. Stand up. Move the chair off the mat, out of the way. And come back to a mountain pose sort of stance. It could be a little wider than what you do for mountain pose. So we're going to come back to a couple of movements that we already did with the arms and shoulders, and we'll link it into a bunch of things that we already did. So slight bend in the knees, start with those elbows in, palms face up in the front, and then remember that first movement we did of the shoulders when we first got up to standing. The elbows go out and the hands do this inward circle. And then get to this position with the elbows facing out and the palms facing out. And then you're going to do that, straighten the knees, backs of the hands go over the head. And then bend the knees and bring it back down where you started. And we'll do that 3 more times. Do that circle inwards with the hands. And then do that scanning up the body across the top of the head, down and around. Rebend the knees. 2 more. Circle at the bottom, go up, out and around. Keep it comfortable for your shoulders. Change the move if you need to. 2 more. This really gets wrists, forearms, elbows, shoulders. Last one. Okay, rest, shake it out. Okay, face the long edge of the mat and go ahead and step the feet apart. You could use the chair to the right of you where it was before. We're going to do a triangle pose. So wide feet, turn the right foot out. You don't have to use the chair, but you could turn the left foot a little bit in, straighten through the legs, draw the energy up through the pelvis, and then either slide the right hand down the leg or slide it down the leg and reach it to the chair. And then I'll let you decide what you do with your left arm. You keep it on the hip. You could wrap it behind your back. You could reach it up, or you could reach it long alongside the face. A few more breaths here. Triangle pose with the legs. Got options for that left arm. Check your head and neck position. Make sure you didn't start to do anything unnecessary with your neck, especially anything that's causing pain or tension. 2 more breaths. Bend that front knee just a little bit. Come up. Relax. Turn the front toes forward, step the legs in, shake it out. And then you can just keep the chair where it is and just turn yourself around. So if you don't want to do that, you can move the chair to the other end. You go back to your triangle pose stance, pivot the left foot fit to face the chair with the toes, pivot the right heel a little bit out, straighten those legs, draw the energy up through the hips and the pelvis and in through the core. And then start to slide the left hand down the leg. Keep it somewhere on the leg, or feel free if you're using the chair to reach that left hand to the seat of the chair. And then you got those same options with the right arm on the pelvis, behind the back, reaching up, or reaching alongside the face, or maybe there's some other arm position that you enjoy that I didn't even mention. A few more breaths. You could do more than one arm position. One more breath here. Bend that left knee just a little bit. Relax the right arm. Come up. Turn the left toes to face towards the long edge of the mat. Start to walk the feet in. Shake it out. And turn yourself back around to face your camera screen again. A few breaths in mountain pose here. Okay, so we got the chair to the right again still. Make sure you got at least the front 2 legs of the chair on the mat, or all 4. And we're gonna do same position we did before with the right leg going out to the side. Push both feet down, reach up through the crown of the head, push the knee a little bit back. And then from this position, what you're going to attempt to do, you might grab a block. Come down and grab a block just in case. Get your right foot up on the chair. You can put your block on the chair in case you need it. And then what you're doing is kind of aiming your hands towards that corner of the chair there. If you can't reach the chair, this is where you could put your hands on a block. Put that block whatever height you want. So that's what you're doing. Still pushing that knee a little bit open. You might be feeling that in that adductor inner thigh area. Reach out through the top of the head. A couple more breaths. And come up. Move the chair to the other side of you. Get your chair to the left. Got your block. Swing the left leg out to the chair. Open the knee, push down through the feet, up through the head. And then you turn just a little bit towards the chair, and then you're starting to lean forward. See if you can get your hands on the block or hands to the seat of the chair. Breathing here. Keep it comfortable, don't overdo it. Nice easy breaths. Relax your shoulders and your face. Two more breaths here. Okay, come up. Bring that foot off the chair, shake it out. Keep the chair where it is. Turn and face the chair. And you might find the block helpful here. It just depends on proportions and various things. So stand up nice and tall. Your feet again are maybe about a foot and a half or 2 feet away from the lip of the chair. Bend the knees slightly and get the hands on the chair seat. Feet close together, and you want to make sure that you're in such a position that your legs are vertically stacked. So if you're too far away, they won't be vertical, and if you're too close, that won't work either. So try to get a good vertical leg position and a nice horizontal spine position. Get your feet together. Bend the left knee, lift the foot, and you're going to kick that foot straight back towards the wall behind you. And pause here. Reaching out through the crown of the head. So crown of the head and foot reach in opposite directions. Just similar to something we did side lying. A few more breaths. Both legs as straight as you can, but if you need either leg bent, that's okay too. If you can't get your hands to the seat of the chair, you could have your hands on blocks. If this is bothersome for your wrist, you could put the forearms down on the block and not have the weight on the hands. And then rebend that lifted knee. Set the foot down. Come up. Give it a shake. Okay, same thing other side. Bend the knees slightly. Get the hands to the chair or the block, or forearms to the block or the chair. Feet together. Lengthen the spine. Remember, check for vertical legs, horizontal spine, vertical arms. And bend the right knee, I think it is this time. Just make sure you do the other side. And then you kick that foot straight back. Reaching through the head and the foot. Trying to keep the pelvis and the back as level as you can, shoulders level. I sometimes think about I'm balancing something on my tail, my sacrum area, and I'm balancing something up between my shoulder blades to help keep me level here. That might mean the leg doesn't go as high. 2 more breaths. And take that lifted foot down, bend both knees slightly, come up, shake it out. And then have the chair to the left of you, face the long edge of the mat. Take your hands, as if you had pockets on your pants that you're wearing. Slide your hands in your pockets. And then on the inhale, you press slightly forward and come back to neutral. You could think about this like a standing cobra pose or a standing sphinx pose. Press a little forward and back to neutral. Again, don't force your spine to go further than is comfortable. 2 more. These aren't fast, aggressive kind of movements. Okay, back to neutral. I'm going to do 1 more with the chair. So you get the chair to the left of you. Again, you're going to step maybe about 2 feet away from the chair. And then step your right foot out from there. And then turn your left foot towards the chair. Bend that left knee a little bit. Start to tip. See if you can get your hand to the seat of the chair. And then you start to straighten that left leg and lift the right one. So it's basically half moon with the chair. You could use the block. If it feels like you're up too high with a straight arm on the chair, you could always put your forearm on the chair or the block instead, really pushing the leg away from the crown of the head like we did in the last pose. But it's a very different pelvic position here, very different balance point. 2 more breaths. Come down if you need to. You could do triangle pose again with the hand on the chair. And then start to soften both legs, lower that lifted leg slowly and come up. And relax, shake it out. 2 choices, you can turn around, face the other direction, or move your chair over to the other side. This will be the last standing pose and the last one with the chair. Chair's to the right of you, you're maybe a foot or 2 away from the chair. Step your left foot out a foot or 2 from the right. Turn the right foot towards the chair. Bend both knees a little bit. Right one bends a little more than the left one, and then start to lean. See if you get your hand to the chair or the block, and then you straighten the leg you're standing on. Lift and press through the lifted leg. Reach through the head and the foot. Top arm could rest there or around or up. Remember, the other option is to rest on the forearm. A few more breaths, pressing through both feet. Tricky balance on this one, I think. Start to bend both knees. Set that left foot down quietly and smoothly. Come up. Step it in. 1 more time with the marching in place. Okay, and move this chair out of the way. Oopsie. Stay. Okay. And now we're going to come back to a twisting movement that we did earlier, just to see if it's any different. So you got that mountain pose stance. Take your arms about shoulder height, interlace your fingers. If you can, do the other way of interlacing your fingers, so the other index finger's on top. If you don't remember what you did, just do the way that feels kind of strange. You're really straightening those elbows, pressing forward through the knuckles, and then you're going to take the arms to the right, the nose goes with the thumbs. Remember, the lower body feels like it's twisting a little bit the other way. Back through the center and go the other way. Arms to the left, nose follows the thumbs, back through the middle. A few more each side. Trying to keep the pubic bone and the knees facing mostly forward as the upper body rotates. One more each side. Okay, relax, shake out those arms. Let's have you come down to sitting. You could sit on a blanket or two. I'm gonna be sitting on my blocks on the low setting with them side by side. You could use a bolster. You could have your sit bones all the way on the floor. And then from here, if it's possible for you, soles of the feet together and let the knees open. If this isn't comfortable, you could opt for straight legs, more of a V position here. So I'll let you decide which one of those you want to do. Whichever one you're doing, press downwards, lengthen upwards. And then maybe you lean forward a little bit, maybe you don't. You might try swaying side to side, see how that feels. It's possible you might not like it. And then if you're doing the swaying, maybe pause in the center. We'll take about 5 more breaths. Remember, you're either in bound angle pose with the knees bent and the hips externally rotated, or open straight legs. Make sure there's space between your ears and your shoulders. Three more breaths. And next, go ahead and sit up. If you have your knees bent and your legs opened out, bring the knees towards the center, and then everybody take your feet more out in front of you now. Lean back into your hands if you can, and then just roll the legs. Nice loose feet and legs and hips here. Okay, and come off of whatever you were sitting on. Find your strap and lie down on your back. Okay, take a moment to settle down on your back here. Start with both knees bent, feet flat. You got your strap in between your hands. Bring the left thigh towards the belly, loop the strap around the bottom of the foot, and then press the left foot towards the ceiling. You could do this with bent elbows, with the elbows still resting on the floor, or straight arms, or somewhere in between. If it feels okay, straighten the right leg out on the floor, pressing the foot away from the head. So you're pressing the left foot towards the ceiling and the right foot away from the head. Couple breaths. And now take the left leg, that's the one that's up, and just angle it a little bit to the right. Doesn't take much. Keep the leg nice and straight. Keep the foot and the knee and the hip action neutral here. 2 more breaths. Again, this is related to something we did sideline at the beginning. And then bring that left leg back to the vertical position. Now from the vertical position, you're going to rotate the left leg so the knee and the toes are looking more out. So you get a little bit external rotated in the hip. Now with that rotation, use the arms in the strap. Guide that left leg a little bit to the right with that turning out of the leg. Ooh, that's a whole different situation. 2 more breaths. It's not a big movement. Back to the center. Bend the left knee for a moment. Re-straighten it. And then the last one we're going to do here is you turn the knee and the toes in. So the heel is looking more out. And then with that turned in knee and foot, guide that left leg a little bit to the right. Take a few breaths. This probably feels similar to that leg sweeping movement we did sideline. Back to vertical, bend the left knee, release the strap, bend both knees, feet flat. Just let the strap and the hands rest on the belly. Feel any difference between the 2 sides. One side of my back feels very much flatter than the other. Right knee towards the belly, loop the strap around the foot. Slowly press the right leg up. Doesn't have to get all the way straight. 2 more breaths. If it feels okay, straighten the left leg out on the floor. You're pushing through both feet. Shoulders pulling back towards the floor. You got this right leg neutral, which means the knee and the toes are facing towards the forehead. And you're going to use the arms and the strap to guide that right leg just a little bit scissor to the left. A few breaths. Make sure you don't have to hold your breath or furrow your face here. Back to neutral. And now you're going to rotate that right knee and toes to face out to the right. And then you scissor the right leg to the left. Whew, very different. 3 more breaths. Keep engaging through the leg that's on the floor. That's your left leg. Right leg comes back to vertical, neutral rotation, and then you're going to rotate the right leg in, so now the knee and the toes of the right foot are looking more to the left. And then guide that right leg a bit across towards the left. 3 more breaths. Back to center, bend the knee, set the strap off out of the way, bend both knees, feet flat. Pause just to observe, maybe feel more symmetrical now that you did that on both sides. And we'll finish here with a few cat-cow tilts lying on the back. So let's do the cat tilt first. So on an exhale, press the low back down into the floor, and you tip the pelvis to get the low back flat. And then on the inhale, you go the other way. You press down through the tailbone and the lower back arches away from the mat. And do that 3 more times. Flatten the low back and then arch it. Flatten it again. Arch it. Last one, flatten the back, arch it. Okay, and find neutral. Go ahead and get ready for shavasana. If you need to put socks back on or another layer or change the lighting or grab any props, depending on what's going on in your space. Support behind the backs of the legs might feel nice. Another thing that, if you have blankets, some people find very relaxing and calming is to take a couple of blankets and just gonna put the blankets over the belly region as you're lying on your back. For some people, that's very calming. It kind of relaxes the low back. Something about that little bit of weight on the belly might feel good. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. Settle your arms and your shoulder blades. Settle your legs and your feet and your hips. Doing any last tension releasing movements or repositioning things before you settle into stillness here. One more minute here. Okay, bring your awareness to your hands and your feet and your head. And starting to move any of those areas if you want. You could roll the head a little bit or move your hands and feet. Once you've done that, if you want to do any movement with the arms or the legs, and then bending the knees slide those blankets off the belly if you put them there. Roll to your side. Take a couple breaths. And sit up. Okay, hope you're feeling good. Really got everything moving today. And just a note about using the chair. For some reason, some people had aversion to the chair. They think it's something that, you know, just old people use or something. It's just another prop, like a strap as a prop or a block. I just tend to think of it as a really big block. I like exploring things with the chair. It gives a different perspective, slightly different balance point and stuff to touch. So hopefully you found it interesting. Thanks for tuning in. Namaste.